Oh, well, as a palate cleanser, I don't know so much that this is a palate cleanser. It's kind of a lighthearted video, but I figured it would spark some conversation. But yeah, David Menzies is going to tell us about this Waldorf Academy school in Toronto that is discussing whether or not to keep Mother's Day as a like I wouldn't even call it like a celebration, but often like schools do activities around Mother's Day and stuff like that. So let's see how it goes.
Here in Toronto, well, folks, I'm standing outside the Waldorf Academy because, as you probably know, Sunday, May 9th is indeed Mother's Day. Oh, but not at the Waldorf Academy. No, Mother's Day and Father's Day, they've been canceled.
Did you know? Mother's Day and Father's
Incredibly,
Day
we were tipped.
I want to say too, like it's weird because like these aren't even holidays. You know what I mean? It's not like we get time off for this shit. Like I don't know. Even if they did cancel it, why would as a dad, I would not care. Left Media, hey, if you can't afford it, please don't send us money. We understand. Right Media, send your cash or else Soros strike comes with. Yeah, exactly. Jesus Christ.
Off by a
And I will say on that note, if you don't have money, do not donate to this podcast. If you do have money, please donate to us. We would appreciate it.
Parent who didn't want to come on camera. And it's actually another shocking example of wokeism. A notification went out to parents, and it says the following. The faculty and administration team have been discussing what our school can do to make Mother and Father's Day more inclusive.
So notice as well, the faculty and administration team have been discussing what our school can do to make Mother's and Father's Day more inclusive. But so they're just posing a question to the parents of their school. This is cancel culture and wokeism.
Yeah, how dare they?
Kindly refer to articles and resources below. Please share your ideas.
Cancel culture is when you get people to share ideas.
Oh no, that's the whole premise. That's the whole premise of my show. That's not good.
Over the years, the Waldorf Academy kindergarten and some lower school grades have crafted cards and gifts to honor parents on the days we traditionally know as Mother's Day and Father's Day. Because we are shifting away from gender-specific events and celebrations, we are exploring options to rename Mother's Day and Father's Day whilst continuing to uphold special day opportunities for the children to express their love and gratitude. And folks, here are the 5 ideas that they have here at the Waldorf Academy.
Why would they use that shot? Like, it's like they have this new equipment, but they don't know how to use it. So they're like, rather than continue this scroll down as he goes to read the list, we're going to do this weird
love
zoom
and
out
gratitude.
And to folks, a fuzzy
here
David Menzies
are the
face.
5 ideas that they have here at the Waldorf
All those
Academy
establishing shots and stuff, that's what the
replace
mainstream
Mother's
media
Day and
does.
Father's Day. A, Parent Day. B, Family Day. C, not celebrate it at all. Families can celebrate at home. D, Spring Day. And E, other. You know what? I like other. And you know what I would fill in for other? Let's call Mother's Day Mother's Day and Father's Day Father's Day, but I think that's off the table.
Yeah. So let's look at this list here. What is objectionable about this list?
You know what?
Parent
Nothing.
Day, Family Day, no, not celebrated at all. Spring Day, other. I've seen another one, which is Birthing Parent Day or something along those lines. And I really like Parent Day. Parent Day makes a ton of sense. Famous Horse with the 69 bits again. I don't even know who this face is this time.
Parent Day absolutely sounds good. We already have Family Day, so I mean, like, it would be a little weird to have two of them if that's what this thing's proposing. But yeah, Parent Day for sure.
I mean, we already have a Family Day in February, but let's just say we keep Family Day in February. We then turn Father's Day into Parent Day and celebrate all parents, and then change Mother's Day to like a week or two earlier, and just make it May Day, and we celebrate unionism. We can have two union holidays, Labor Day and May Day, and we can celebrate international labor in May or something like that. Let's do that. And make it an actual holiday and not just some like Hallmark card giving holiday.
100%. I'm sold. I'm in. Jody, fucking fill that form out, send it in, and put the podcast endorsement on it.
Parents' Day. Yes, Parents' Day makes a lot more sense. I mean, the thing too is, like, I've heard birthing parent is another one, but like, I was talking to my partner today about this, and they said, well, like, I probably would have come to this conclusion on my own, but they pointed it out, which is that like, not everyone it calls their parent, or some people who were adopted, so their parents aren't the ones who gave birth to them or any of this, right? So it's like, you know, and then there's also, of course, people who either don't have mothers or don't have fathers or whatever. So whatever the dynamic is, like, you just call it Parent Day, like, or Person Who Raises You Day or something. Why is this a problem? Like, I don't.
Guardian. Oh yeah, wait, what does Batman do on this day though, Jody? Did you think about that?
Yeah, my parents are dead. It's just such a silly thing of just like, yes, why not move away from these things? And like, at the end of the day, as a dad and my wife who's a mom, neither of us care. I mean, she likes it because she can use it as an excuse to sleep in, that's
That's lovely.
which is nice, but she could use that excuse on other days. I mean, there's also the benefit of, like, there is something nice to, like, parental work is not generally recognized, so it is often nice to have like a day where it's like to recognize all the hard work that people who raise kids take to raising their kids. And so there's an element there where there's like nothing wrong with having some day somewhere where we all stop and reflect on the fact that these people do a lot of work, But like, it doesn't need to be gender specific. Like, why even have, like, to put it in people's heads? Like, I imagine he's going to go on about like why it's it's bad to exclude people or whatever, or that it's like, who cares that we're excluding people, whatever. We should be celebrating this anyways. But like, today in my son's school, the teacher had them do this activity where it was like, if you have, well, so they were talking like, let's play this game about our moms or something like this. And it was supposed to be something like they were going to name traits. And then you either put your thumbs up if your mom has it or put your thumb down if your mom doesn't. So it'll be like, does your mom have long hair? And all the kids would either put their thumbs up or thumb down. And my wife pointed out to me that there was, because it's online school, right? So you can see the various kids on the display. And she said one kid didn't look like they were participating. Now, we don't necessarily know why this kid wasn't participating, but what if it is just because they don't have a mother? For whatever reason. Either their mother had passed away, or they have two dads, or their parents are non-binary, or like whatever it is, right? Now you have them sitting in a classroom where everyone gets to participate and have a good time with this activity, and they get to sit there and not be able to participate because they don't have a mother. And it's like, why? Granted, most of the kids in the classroom probably are not in that situation, but why do you want to create a scenario where this one or these couple of kids feel left out and excluded in a kindergarten class? Like, why do we want to create those scenarios? I don't get how that would be like a benefit to society, because now this kid's going to probably be left with a moment, or like have to reflect constantly on the fact of like, all these other kids get to have these moments and I don't, and I feel left out and whatnot, right? When we could just find ways to make it more inclusive. Isn't that better? Why is that such a problem? And that's the thing, as he's going to be going on about this cancel culture shit, it's like, no, it's not being canceled. I mean, you still have older teachers that are stuck in their ways that are still teaching kids about this shit, like the thumbs up, thumb down thing that I just described.
I like other, and you know what I would fill in for other? Let's call Mother's Day Mother's Day and Father's Day Father's Day, but I think that's off the table.
Like tradition
and
forever.
It is just
It was tradition,
absolutely
and we
incredible. By the way, I looked at some of the resources that the Waldorf Academy links to. Do you know even the kindergarten kids are taught the doctrine of Black Lives Matter at this school? It's astonishing. Folks, I interrupt this video for a very urgent message. You know it's only a matter of time before the Silicon Valley tech giants come and crush Rebel News, or at least...
They're doing infomercials in their own segments. Oh my god.
It'd be great if, hi, I'm David Menzies here for Manscaped. Do you need to, like...
I wanted to know what the doctrine of Black Lives Matter was and why it's being taught in a kindergarten classroom. And then we cut to this fucking infomercial.
That's why he hooked you. He hooked you, Jody. Now you're going to keep watching.
Goddamn.
Try to crush Rebel News once and for all. We're not going to let that happen.
Dude, your tie's
Please go to
funny.
rebelnews.com. That's
I love that he had to take his like suit jacket. Oh, it's like a different time, but he's like have to look different, so that's a different thing.
Yeah, they had to send him outside the office to shoot this and splice it into his piece.
Oh, I missed the other pause moment. I'll check it out later.
rebelnews.com. We need you to sign up with us there on our website. We need your phone number. We need your email address. We do not share your personal information with anyone else. But if we can get that information from you, you can maintain your relationship with Rebel News going forward in the future. In any event, I did reach out to the director here at the Waldorf Academy.
You're not even going to tell us? You're not even going to tell us? What is the Black Lives Matter doctrine? Was it in the letter thing? This annual conference is a favorite amongst Waldorf early childhood educators, and its year's main topic was Towards a Kinder, More Compassionate Society, Black Lives Matter in Waldorf early childhood classrooms and communities, with keynote speaker Lelena Garcia. We look forward to deepening our striving as kindergarten teachers to subvert the systemic racism that even young children absorb from the world around them. So, like, it's teaching teachers to be more inclusive, which is exactly, like, I gave you a personal anecdote of how, like, an exclusive classroom can alienate certain kids. Shouldn't we want to make classrooms more inclusive for people? So this isn't like, they're not, he described this as them teaching the doctrines of Black Lives Matter in kindergarten. BLM is, doctrine is that there's systemic racism, which Jordan Peterson dispelled today. Oh, God.
Oh, I saw that tweet. Fuck.
Like, they're so silly. It's like, yes, you want to teach people how to be better teachers. Like, I went over this with the whole Lindsay Shepherd thing, too, which is like, you don't want to have a discussion about whether trans people are people in your college classroom for the exact reason of there could be trans people in that classroom who are now alienated from that discussion, or now know that their peers think less of them, which makes them feel alienated again, right? So it's like, I don't know, you want to create a learning environment where everyone feels welcome. And why is that a problem? You never hear conservatives make like the opposite point, which is like excluding people is good. Let's hear them make that point, that what we need is like segregated classrooms where we exclude people that we don't like from class.
In any event, I did reach out to the director here at the Waldorf Academy, Miss Sherry Grogan, and I had 5 specific questions to ask her about this reimagining of Mother's Day and Father's Day. Namely, number one,
remember he did this with the Realtor
anyone
Board
else
of Toronto
backing this initiative in terms of faculty members
These
or
are
parents?
the exact same fucking questions, too.
Number 2, what feedback have you received from parents so far?
It's as if, like, they need the parents to, like, tell them that they, like, we have a concern in order for them to move on this. Like, as if that's, like, where you learn how to become better educators, is listening to what the parents want rather than, like, I don't know, studying childhood development.
And number 3, if most parents state in your survey that they don't want Mother's Day and Father's Day to be renamed, will you respect their wishes? Number 4, is there not a degree of irony here, namely, in attempting to be more inclusive with a name change, aren't you actually being less inclusive to the vast majority of children who presumably do have mothers and fathers and have no issue with Mother's Day and Father's Day?
Well, if you name it Parents' Day, who's going to be excluded from that? That
Yeah,
literally
like,
includes everyone, including the people with mothers and fathers. Like, so, like, is his argument is that you're excluding the people who are like, we need to celebrate Mother's Day. Those people will be excluded. People who like adhere to like I have a deep held belief that I need to celebrate this arbitrary holiday. Moms don't
yeah,
want
I
to
don't.
share the day with dad.
It's so fucking like I don't know. Fuck.
Moms don't want to share the day with dads. I mean, I spoke earlier with my wife. She's cool with it. We can have a duo day. Or here's like you have a Parents' Day every single month, and then it'll all like you can alternate. Whoever parents wants this month, and then you take the next, or like, you figure it out. Nurturer's Day
Yep.
and Parents' Day.
Sounds like communism, Jody.
If it's gender neutral, only non-binary people get to celebrate it. This is so silly. I love here too. Like, it's worth noting that this is a private school. Like, I think you have to pay to get into Waldorf. I don't think it's like Toronto private school. So it's a private school. So it's like if most parents state in your survey that they don't want them to be renamed, will you respect their wishes? I highly doubt that these for-profit school is going to go, you know what, parents? Fuck you. We're going to do the opposite of what you state in this survey. We don't want your money.
Be a lot cooler if they did.
Yeah.
Yes, but I highly doubt a for-profit school is going to behave like that.
And number 5, I assume one of the reasons parents pay high tuition fees so that their children can attend a private school, such as Waldorf, is that they can avoid the politically correct nonsense that is so de rigueur in the public school system. What makes you think there is an appetite for changing Mother's Day or Father's Day to Parent Day or Family Day or Spring Day or any other alternative in the first place?
Okay, so now I want to look up what a Waldorf school is, because here's the thing. A lot of these schools are really appeal to kind of new agey, crunchy parents, is usually my guess, which would be the type of parents who are like pro-inclusivity, being inclusive and stuff like this. Yeah, so it says here, Waldorf education, also known as Steiner education, is based on the educational philosophy of Rudolf Steiner, the founder of anthroposophy. It's a pedagogy strives to develop pupils' intellectual, artistic, and practical skills in an integrated and holistic manner. The cultivation of pupils' imagination and creativity is a central focus. So it's like a artsy, creative school. Ooh, this isn't good. Some Waldorf schools in English-speaking countries have met opposition due to vaccine hesitancy among the parents of some Waldorf pupils. Ugh. Okay.
Let them fight.
Differences in education standards and the mystical and antiquated nature of some Steiner's theories. So it could be that they actually believe some bad shit in the Waldorf academies, but I don't know enough to go beyond that. But apparently they believe in some woo, according to this Wikipedia page. So that's fine. But the point being, they don't like, it's not like this is like a Catholic private school or something like this, where I guess people would want to send their kids there to get like a Catholic education and like not to be indoctrinated by the secular, politically correct universe or some shit like this, right? I don't know. David Menzies has lost his mind.
To her credit, Ms. Grogan did get back to me, but she didn't answer any of the questions. She just supplied me with a statement. It reads, as a school community, Waldorf Academy has taken up the work of social healing. We hold space for discomfort as it arises and encourage dialogue as we audit our curriculum, our operations, and our ethos. As a faculty and administration team, we have reached out to our Waldorf families for input ahead of the upcoming Mother's Day holiday to help inform our work. Putting these questions before our Waldorf families for consultation is critically important at a Waldorf school. We are gathering feedback and consulting with our community. We are heartened by our collective ability to foster healing and sustained community care. Sincerely, Sherry Grogan. As I said, folks, I had 5 specific questions. Did you see any of those questions answered?
So, like, David Menzies comes out of nowhere, just like, hey, Waldorf School, I see you were interrogating your parents as to what we should do about Mother's Day. Now you must answer my 5 questions, and if you don't, I'm going to do this evil piece on you.
In that statement. And this seems to be, yet again, in our cancel culture, wokeism environment in which we live, a solution for a problem that simply does not exist.
Hey, I explained
and I mean,
to you.
To make this personal, I was not raised by my mother and father. It was my grandparents that raised me. I remember in elementary school doing crafts for Mother's Day and Father's Day. I never felt excluded. I simply made the craft for my grandmother on Mother's Day and my grandfather on Father's Day. I think children are far more resilient than some of these educators think. After all, a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Oh, what am I doing? I'm quoting Shakespeare. I'm pretty sure that's off the curriculum here at Waldorf too. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies.
Do you think that's why he's ultra-conservative? He was raised by his grandparents, and that's why they imparted on him like his conservative beliefs because they were much older or something.
And they also they really railed against his newfangled obsession with hip shows like Columbo and all these other fucking things that he talks about.
What a weird backstory. And then also okay, they made you do arts and crafts for Mother's Day, and you just made it for your grandma who wasn't your mother. And you were like satisfied with that. But there's going to be activities that differ, like if they ask questions or find other ways, like in the example that I gave. Like, I don't know. I mean, just because you got through it, which, like, here's the thing is he's making the argument that, like, it's the same argument. You probably heard this argument before by people who got spanked by their parents, which is like, I got spanked by my parents and I turned out perfectly fine. And they're usually the people where I look at and go, did you? Did you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, at least he certainly got his fashion sense from his grandfather. Like, that's for sure.
Because David does not strike me as someone who turned out perfectly fine. There's probably some deep-seated trauma going on here.
Oh, yes.
I got an email weeks ago from a brand asking if I wanted to opt out of Mother's Day because we know that Mother's Day can be difficult for many. Never seen that before. I also think that's a weird way of going about it, though, too. It's almost like implies that those who don't have mothers are experiencing trauma. Like, you could, I don't know, if you're someone who has 2 loving parents that are both dads, I don't know if it would, like, fill you with trauma. Just be like, I don't have a mom.
I think there might be, like, women who might have negative reaction to Mother's Day for other reasons, though.
Like if they had a miscarriage or something.
Yeah. So from that sense, I can understand like reaching out and being like, hey,
yeah,
how are you doing?
No, that's fair too. But yeah, interesting backstory there. I wonder if there's something to be learned. There's not much about his past that I could dig up or find. But now I'm curious. What happened?
David Menzies, the man out of time.
What happened to Dave Menzies' parents? Were they murdered. Bum, bum.
David Menzies is Batman.
His original Columbo was investigating the murder of his parents.
Oh, just one more thing.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Oh, David Menzies. You're such a mystery.
Menzies Mysteries.
All right. So that's it. Mother's Day is canceled. It is. I think it's the official position now of the Rebel News. Oh, not Rebel. Imperial News podcast is Mother's Day. You canceled. And welcome to Parents' Day, I think. And again, Parents' Day is going to be moved to June. And we're bringing in May 1st as the International Workers' Holiday. And I think we celebrate every May 1st by burning down at least one banking establishment. I'm not going to choose or name the banking establishment. We just decide on that day. This is... Loyalty Day? Loyalty Day. Loyalty to what? To the burning of the bank? May 1st!
Hello, my rebels. Hello, my rebels. I'm a good boy. I'm a weirdo.